The Sentinels of Earth. The orbital defense satellites hung in Earth's atmosphere like artificial stars, their crimson scanning beams sweeping across the surface in rhythmic patterns. Below them, humanity lived in carefully regulated zones, permitted just enough technology to be productive, but never enough to be threatening. The Thoraxian Empire had ruled Earth for nearly 2 centuries, since their overwhelming invasion force had crushed humanity's nascent space fleet and installed themselves as benevolent guardians. Captain Ilara Hayes stared at the holographic display within the hidden mountain complex known simply as Sanctuary. The facility buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains represented humanity's last hope, a secret that had remained hidden from Thoraxian scanners for almost 50 years. "Captain, we've detected something unusual," Lieutenant Marcus Chen said, his fingers dancing across the control terminal. "Long-range sensors are picking up distortions at the edge of the system, just beyond Neptune's orbit." Ilara frowned, her weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of the display. At 45, she had spent her entire life in the Resistance, inheriting leadership from her mother before her. "Thoraxian patrol." "No, ma'am," Marcus replied, his voice dropping to a whisper despite the secure location. "The energy signature doesn't match any known Thoraxian configuration. It's something else." The command center fell silent. In 200 years, nothing else had ever entered Earth's solar system. The Thoraxians had made sure of that, establishing a quarantine that kept humanity isolated from the wider galaxy, officially for the protection of other species from humanity's violent tendencies. "Show me," Ilara commanded. The main view screen flickered to life, displaying the outer reaches of the solar system. A point of light pulsed irregularly, moving in a way no natural object would. As they watched, 3 more signals appeared, these moving with the familiar precision of Thoraxian warships. "They're pursuing it," observed Commander Jacoby, Sanctuary's head of defense, his artificial hand, a relic from a skirmish with Thoraxian forces years ago, tapped nervously against the console. Ilara watched as the unknown vessel performed an impossible maneuver, diving through Neptune's rings to temporarily evade its pursuers. "It's damaged," she noted, seeing the fluctuating energy readings, "but still fighting." "We need to make a decision," Jacoby said quietly. "If that ship is an enemy of the Thoraxians, it could be a potential ally," Ilara finished, "or something worse than our current overlords." The strategic implications raced through her mind. In 2 centuries of occupation, humanity had carefully gathered forbidden technology, piece by piece creating their secret project. The Defiance, a prototype warship housed in a hidden dock beneath the lunar surface, represented humanity's lone chance at eventual freedom. Using it now would reveal their hand prematurely. "What do we know about the unknown ship?" Ilara asked. Dr. Samira Tarani, their chief scientist, analyzed the incoming data. "Its design principles are entirely foreign to anything in our database, which includes all Thoraxian configurations we've documented. The propulsion system appears to use principles we've only theorized about. And," she paused, eyes widening, "it's broadcasting." "Broadcasting what?" Ilara demanded. "A signal. Encrypted, but..." Samira's hands flew across her terminal. "It's using compression algorithms remarkably similar to old Earth protocols, almost as if it was designed to be recognized by us," Ilara finished, a chill running down her spine. The command staff exchanged glances. For 2 centuries, humanity had been told they were alone in their resistance against the Thoraxians. The Empire had claimed that humans were unique in their defiance, that all other species had willingly joined the collective. "The Thoraxians are closing in," Marcus reported. "That ship won't last another hour." Ilara straightened her shoulders, decision crystallizing in her mind. "Prepare the Defiance for emergency launch. I want a full crew ready in 20 minutes. Protests erupted around her. "Captain, the Defiance has never been tested in actual combat. If we reveal ourselves now and fail, The Thoraxians will punish the entire planet. Ilara raised her hand for silence. I understand the risks, but we've waited 200 years for an opportunity. That ship, she pointed to the screen, represents the first proof we've had that there might be others out there opposing the Thoraxians. We can't let that hope die. Commander Jacobi studied her face, then nodded slowly. I'll prepare the crew. As the command center erupted into organized chaos, Ilara turned to her second-in-command. Marcus, you're with me. Samira, keep working on that broadcast. I want to know what it's saying before we make contact. Within 15 minutes, Ilara stood in the Defiance's bridge, a marvel of stolen technology and human ingenuity. Sleek black surfaces housed control interfaces salvaged from downed Thoraxian scouts. The ship itself was a hybrid of human creativity and alien technology, designed to be invisible to the very sensors that kept humanity caged. All systems online, reported Chief Engineer Takumi Watanabe, his hands moving confidently across the engine controls. Stealth systems at maximum efficiency. Weapons charge, added Lieutenant Sophia Dias from Tactical. Though I'm not sure how our modified Thoraxian cannons will hold up against their frontline warships. Ilara took her place in the command chair. Let's hope we don't have to find out. Our priority is the unknown vessel. The crew, 20 of Earth's finest resistance fighters, took their positions with practiced precision despite their racing hearts. None of them had ever operated in actual combat. Their training had been in simulators using data extrapolated from limited encounters. Lunar dock preparing for departure, Marcus announced. Stealth field stable. Ilara nodded. Take us out, helm. Full stealth protocol. The Defiance slipped from its hidden lunar berth like a shadow, accelerating toward the outer planets with revolutionary engines that left no energy wake. As they cleared Earth's gravitational influence, Ilara felt a momentary pang. If they failed, the repercussions for the people below would be severe. The journey to the outer planets took hours even at their enhanced speed. As they approached Neptune, the battle came into clearer focus. The unknown vessel was executing desperate evasive maneuvers, but 2 of its 4 engines were clearly damaged, trailing particles of exotic energy. Analysis, Ilara ordered. Sophia studied her readings. The unknown vessel's shield strength is failing, down to approximately 22%. The Thoraxian vessels are standard Nemesis-class cruisers, 3 of them. Those are their planet killers, Marcus whispered. The implication was clear. Whatever this vessel was, the Thoraxians considered it worth sending their most powerful ships. How long until we're in weapons range? Ilara asked. 4 minutes, the helmsman replied. Samira's voice came through the comm system from Sanctuary. Captain, we've partially decoded the broadcast. It's in an ancient human language. Sanskrit, with elements of Proto-Indo-European. The syntax is archaic, but unmistakably human in origin. A stunned silence fell over the bridge. That's impossible, Jacobi muttered. No human ship ever made it beyond our solar system before the invasion. Play it, Ilara ordered. The bridge speakers crackled with static. Then a voice emerged. The words alien, but the cadence hauntingly familiar. To Earth vessels. We are the starship Prometheus returning after long exile. Pursued by Thoraxian forces. Request immediate assistance. Repeat. This is Captain Kavi Sharma of the Human Expeditionary Force ship Prometheus. We bring vital information for Earth. Please respond. Ilara gripped the arms of her command chair. Human Expeditionary Force. That's not possible. The message repeats on a loop, Samira reported. It appears to be automated. The Thoraxians are moving into final attack position. Sophia warned. They'll destroy that ship in minutes. Ilara made her decision. Battle stations. Prepare to engage. Target the lead Thoraxian vessel's propulsion systems only. We want to disable, not destroy if possible. As the crew scrambled to comply, Marcus leaned close. Captain, if that message is genuine, Then everything we know about our history might be a lie. Ilara finished. Let's find out the truth. Helm, take us in. Weapons, fire as soon as we're in range. The Defiance accelerated, its stealth systems making it invisible to Thoraxian sensors until they were almost upon them. The bridge crew watched in tense silence as the distance closed. In range, Sophia announced. Fire, Ilara commanded. The Defiance's weapons, modified Thoraxian technology, combined with human innovation, lashed out at the nearest cruiser. The energy beam struck precisely at the junction of the Thoraxian vessel's engine section, causing its shields to flare brilliantly. Direct hit, Sophia reported. Their main power is fluctuating. The element of surprise gave them only moments of advantage. The Thoraxian ships quickly responded, their superior sensors locating the Defiance despite its stealth technology. Evasive maneuvers, Ilara ordered as Thoraxian weapons fire bracketed their position. Open a channel to the Prometheus. Channel open, Marcus confirmed. Ilara took a deep breath. Prometheus, this is Captain Ilara Hayes of the Earth Resistance vessel Defiance. We've received your transmission and are moving to assist. Can you still maneuver? For a long moment, there was only static. Then the view screen flickered, and Ilara found herself staring at a human face, a man with South Asian features, wearing a uniform unlike anything she had ever seen. Earth Resistance. The man's voice held wonder and confusion. After all this time, Captain Sharma here. We have minimal maneuvering capability, but our primary systems are failing. We carry cargo vital to humanity's future. Stay with us, Prometheus, Ilara said as the Defiance shuddered under Thoraxian fire. We're going to get you out of here. Can you follow our lead? We will follow, Captain Sharma replied, his image breaking up with static. But there's something you must know. We are not alone. The Thoraxians have lied about everything. Humanity has allies among the stars, Captain Hayes, and we've come to bring you home. Before Ilara could respond, warning alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple Thoraxian reinforcements detected entering the system, Sophia reported, her voice tight with tension. They're calling in the fleet. The battle for humanity's future had begun, and the Defiance was outgunned and outnumbered. But for the first time in 2 centuries, they weren't alone. Rebellion's dawn. The Defiance shuddered as another Thoraxian energy blast struck its shields. Ilara gripped her command chair, watching the tactical display with growing concern. 6 Thoraxian warships now surrounded them, having responded to the distress call from the first 3. Shields at 63% and dropping, Sophia reported from Tactical, her voice steady despite the situation. We can't take much more of this. The Prometheus is barely holding together, Marcus added. Their life support is failing. Ilara studied the battlefield. The Thoraxians were attempting to herd them away from the outer system, cutting off any escape route back to Earth. Standard Imperial tactics: isolate and destroy. Captain Sharma, Ilara called over the open channel. We need options. Your ship clearly has technology beyond what we've developed. Any suggestions? The connection crackled with static before Captain Sharma's strained voice came through. We have one system still operational, a dimensional fold drive. It can transport both our vessels, but we need coordinates, somewhere safe where we can make repairs. Ilara exchanged glances with Marcus. Dimensional fold. That's well beyond anything we've even theorized. We have much to explain, Sharma responded. But first, we must survive. Another hit rocked the Defiance. Shields at 51%, Sophia warned. Ilara made her decision. Transmitting coordinates now. There's a hidden facility in the asteroid belt. Mining Station Omega. Officially abandoned after a radiation leak a decade ago, but we've maintained it as an emergency rally point. Understood, Captain Sharma replied. Prepare for dimensional transition. The process may be disorienting for the uninitiated. All hands, brace for unknown transport procedure. Ilara ordered through the shipwide comm. To Sharma, she added, "We're ready. Get us out of here." The view screen showed the damaged Prometheus beginning to emit pulses of brilliant blue energy. The patterns expanded outward, enveloping both vessels in a web of light that seemed to bend the very fabric of space around them. "The Thoraxians are concentrating fire," Sophia shouted. "Shields failing." "Hold on," Ilara commanded as reality itself seemed to distort. For an instant that stretched like eternity, the defiance existed everywhere and nowhere. The crew experienced a moment of perfect synchronicity, each mind briefly touching all others before snapping back to individuality. Then, with a silent flash, both ships materialized in the shadow of a large asteroid, the hidden station barely visible against its cratered surface. "Status report," Ilara demanded once she could speak again. "All systems returning to normal parameters," Takumi reported from engineering, sounding shaken. But that was impossible. "Location confirmed," the helmsman added. "We're at Mining Station Omega." No sign of pursuit. Ilara stood on unsteady legs. "The Thoraxians won't be far behind once they analyze our departure vector. Get us docked and prepare medical teams and engineering support for the Prometheus crew." To Marcus, she added, "I want answers. Now." Within the hour, both ships had docked with the abandoned mining station. The facility had been maintained in minimal operational status, with just enough life support and power to serve as an emergency refuge. As the airlock cycled, Ilara led a security team to meet the Prometheus crew. The first figure to emerge from the alien vessel was Captain Sharma himself. He moved with the careful precision of someone accustomed to different gravity. His uniform, a deep blue with silver insignia, unlike anything produced on Earth in centuries. Behind him came 4 other humans, each wearing similar attire but with different markings. "Captain Hayes," Sharma said, offering a formal bow rather than a handshake. "On behalf of the Human Alliance, I thank you for your timely intervention." Ilara returned the gesture cautiously. "Human Alliance. There's been no human presence beyond Earth's orbit since the Thoraxian occupation 200 years ago." Sharma exchanged glances with his officers. "That is the history the Thoraxians have allowed you to know. The truth is considerably more complex." He gestured to the station around them. "Perhaps we should continue this conversation somewhere more comfortable. Our ship requires extensive repairs, and my crew needs medical attention." Within the station's conference room, hastily restored to functionality by the engineering team, Ilara sat across from Sharma and his senior staff. The Defiance's command crew filled the remaining seats, all eyes fixed on their unexpected guests. "Begin at the beginning," Ilara suggested. "Who exactly are you, and where have you come from?" Sharma activated a small device on his wrist, projecting a holographic star map into the center of the table. The galaxy rotated slowly, with certain regions highlighted in different colors. "Humanity is not confined to Earth, Captain Hayes. We never have been." He manipulated the display, zooming in on a cluster of stars far from Earth's position. 2 centuries before the Thoraxian invasion, human colonists left Earth in generation ships. The departure was kept secret from the general population, a contingency plan developed by a coalition of governments who foresaw potential existential threats to our species. "Impossible," Commander Jacobi interrupted. "Our historical records contain nothing about this." "Your historical records have been carefully curated by your occupiers," replied a woman whom Sharma had introduced as Dr. Layla Nasser, the Prometheus's science officer. "The Thoraxians are meticulous in their information control. They didn't just conquer Earth, they rewrote its history." Ilara leaned forward. "You're claiming that humans have been living among the stars for over 4 centuries, without the Thoraxians finding them." "Not entirely without detection," Sharma continued. "The original colonies established themselves in regions difficult to scan: nebulae, asteroid fields, the gravity wells of binary star systems. As they developed, they discovered others in the galaxy opposed to Thoraxian expansion. Alliances formed. Technology was shared. He gestured to his ship. The Prometheus represents the culmination of those efforts. The hologram shifted to show the vessel's schematics. Even Takumi looked impressed by the advanced systems on display. But why come back now? Ilara pressed. After all this time. Sharma's expression grew grave. Because the balance of power is shifting. The Thoraxian Empire is facing opposition on multiple fronts. Their resources are stretched thin, and for the first time in centuries, they're vulnerable. He nodded to another officer who placed a small crystalline cube on the table, and because we've discovered something they've hidden since before they arrived on Earth. The cube projected new images, ancient structures on distant worlds, architectural marvels that predated all known civilizations. The precursors, Dr. Nasser explained. An ancient species that seeded the galaxy with life forms millions of years ago. Humanity isn't just another conquered race. We're direct genetic descendants of the precursors. The Thoraxians invaded Earth because they feared our potential. They recognized markers in human DNA that indicated we would eventually develop abilities their species has sought for millennia. The revelation hung in the air, momentarily silencing everyone present. That's why they've kept us isolated, Marcus realized. Not because we're dangerous, but because we're valuable. Precisely, Sharma confirmed. Human genetic material has been the foundation of their bioweapon research for 2 centuries. They harvest limited numbers of humans regularly, transporting them off-world under the guise of relocation programs. In reality, those people become test subjects in Thoraxian laboratories. Ilara's mind raced with the implications. The relocation programs were well known, a privilege granted to those who demonstrated exceptional compliance with Thoraxian rule. Thousands volunteered each year, hoping for better lives in the rumored paradise habitats the aliens had constructed throughout the solar system. "You have proof of this?" she asked, her voice tight. In answer, one of Sharma's officers stepped forward, a woman with striking features and eyes that seemed to hold depths beyond normal human experience. "I am proof," she said simply. "My name is Maya Chen. I was born on Earth, selected for relocation 30 years ago. I was subjected to genetic modification before being rescued by an Alliance raid on a Thoraxian research facility." Maya raised her hand, and to the astonishment of the Earth Resistance members, the cube floated upward, hovering above her palm without any visible means of support. "Telekinesis," Dr. Nasser explained. "One of several latent abilities in human DNA that the Thoraxians have been attempting to harness. Maya represents what they've been working toward. Humans with activated precursor genetic sequences, but under Thoraxian control." Before Ilara could respond, alarms blared throughout the station. Sophia rushed to a nearby terminal. "Multiple Thoraxian signatures detected entering the asteroid belt. They've tracked us." "Impossible," Takumi protested. "We were in dimensional fold. There should be no trail to follow." "They weren't tracking your ship," Sharma said grimly. "They were tracking mine. The Prometheus contains technology they desperately want to recapture." He turned to Ilara. "Captain, we need to make a decision. Your defiance is impressive, but it cannot stand against a Thoraxian battle group. We can use the fold drive again, but the Prometheus is damaged. We can transport your ship or mine, not both." "And abandon my crew," Ilara demanded. "Not abandon, sacrifice," Sharma corrected gently. "The information we carry could free Earth and a dozen other worlds. If the Thoraxians recapture the Prometheus, that hope dies." The moral calculus was brutal but clear. Ilara looked around at her crew, people who had dedicated their lives to resisting Thoraxian rule. There must be another option. Maya Chen stepped forward. "There is. The station's power core. If overloaded, it would create enough electromagnetic disruption to temporarily blind Thoraxian sensors. During that window, both ships could escape using conventional drives. And anyone left on the station would die in the explosion," Jacobi noted. "I will remain," Maya said quietly. "I can contain the explosion long enough for both ships to clear the danger zone. Then direct the energy outward toward the Thoraxian vessels. Absolutely not, Sharma objected. Maya smiled sadly. Captain, we both know I was never going to survive much longer. The genetic modifications are breaking down my cellular structure. This way, my death serves a purpose. She looked at Ilara. This is my choice. Let me make it. The tactical display showed Thoraxian ships closing in. Less than 15 minutes remained before they would be in weapons range. Ilara felt the weight of command pressing down on her shoulders. Prepare both ships for immediate departure, she ordered finally. Transfer all non-essential personnel from the Prometheus to the Defiance to balance crew distribution. To Maya, she added softly, are you certain? The genetically enhanced woman nodded. I've lived my life as a specimen. Let me end it as a soldier. As both crews scrambled to their respective vessels, Sharma pulled Ilara aside. There's something you should know before we separate. The Alliance has been monitoring Earth for decades, waiting for the right moment. Your resistance isn't alone. There are 60 other human worlds out there, Captain Hayes, and they're ready to welcome Earth back into the fold. If we survive, Ilara noted. When we survive, Sharma corrected. The Thoraxians have ruled through isolation and lies. That ends today. Minutes later, both ships detached from the station, engines primed for maximum acceleration. On the Defiance's bridge, Ilara watched the tactical display as the Thoraxian battle group closed in. Station power levels rising. Sophia reported. They're beginning the overload sequence. On screen, the station began to glow with building energy. At its heart, Ilara knew Maya Chen was using her precursor-derived abilities to contain and direct the coming explosion. All hands, brace for electromagnetic pulse, Ilara ordered. Helm, prepare to execute escape vector on my mark. The Thoraxian vessels moved into attack formation, energy weapons charging. They were seconds from firing range when the station erupted in brilliant light. The explosion expanded in a perfect sphere, its energy somehow directed away from the fleeing human vessels and toward their pursuers. Impossible energy readings, Marcus whispered. She's channeling the entire output of a fusion reactor. The Thoraxian ships closest to the blast disappeared in the conflagration. Those farther out spun helplessly, their systems overwhelmed by the electromagnetic pulse. Now, Ilara commanded. Both human ships accelerated to maximum speed, breaking free of the asteroid belt and setting course for Earth. As the Defiance's view screen showed the receding explosion, Captain Sharma's voice came through the comm system. The way is clear, Captain Hayes. For the first time in 2 centuries, humanity has struck a blow against its oppressors. But what happens next? Ilara asked. Even with your technology, we can't defeat the entire Thoraxian Empire. We don't need to, Sharma replied. The Alliance has been preparing for this moment for decades. Across a dozen sectors, simultaneous uprisings are beginning. The Thoraxians will find themselves fighting on multiple fronts, unable to concentrate their forces. Ilara looked around at her crew, men and women who had only ever known life under occupation, now witnessing the first real hope of freedom. Then it's time Earth joined the fight, she declared. Let's go home and light the spark of rebellion. As the 2 ships accelerated toward Earth, Ilara Hayes felt something she had never truly experienced before, not just hope, but certainty. The road ahead would be difficult and bloody, but humanity would walk it together, no longer alone in the cosmos. In the darkness of space, the descendants of Earth returned to reclaim their birthright among the stars.